Fox News alert now, several breaking developments overnight surrounding the explosions in New York City. Now, police are taking a handful of people into custody, as many as 5, who appear to be tied to the blasts. One blast in Chelsea, the other one that was stopped before it could blow up. Then more devices were found in a backpack near a train station in Elizabethtown, New Jersey, and that happened about 1 in the morning. The FBI is on that case, trying to figure out any possible connections, and some say there are. The potential terror ties are now being investigated.
At this time, there is no evidence of an international terrorism connection with this incident, but it is very, very early in the investigation.
But does it matter what kind of terror it is? If we want to find out who did it, here to discuss is our esteemed law enforcement panel. CEO of Vialis Group, the international group, Paul Vialis is here. Former Police Detective Steve Kardian is here as well. And former Secret Service agent Evie Pompouris is all joining us this morning for this. So the one that just happened, Paul, happened 1 in the morning, Elizabethtown. Two guys are walking through. They see this bag. They thought there was something of value in it. They pick it up, open it up, see the wires. They put it down, walk across the street to the police station. They come by. The robot blows it up by mistake.
Right.
What do we think about a linkage? Does it matter who might be behind it?
Yeah, absolutely, Brian. You know, but one point I think that we need to be very clear is that there's a lot of discussion right now about, is this international, is it domestic? And the answer to that is it doesn't make a difference. The similarities in the methodology that's being used right now, that from New York to New Jersey, the composite of the device compared to like what happened in Boston, clearly there's a link to information that's being used over the internet and educating people on how to create these devices. So whether this guy's domestic, whether the group is domestic, whether it's linked to ISIS, doesn't make a difference.
Steve, what do we know? There's a report to our own Rick Leventhal last night that they believe there's a connection between New Jersey and New York last night. Now, Governor Christie didn't think so, but now things have progressed.
Well, you have to go under that presumption. You have a terrorist act. If you don't believe that your city or your tri-state area is under siege, you're not thinking outside the box. And if you're not thinking outside the box, you're just not thinking. So you have to go under the assumption until proven otherwise that these are connected.
You go under the assumption that there's a link?
You can't put it off to the side and discard it. You have to go under the assumption that there's a possible link to all these. I mean, look at the timing. Look at what happened in Minnesota. Look what happened now already so many times in New Jersey, and what happened in New York City. The timing it behooves you.
And everyone keeps saying, look at the flip phone detonation method. But I want to bring you to something that's just breaking right now. There's a raid going on the halal food shop right near the train station in Elizabethtown, where a backpack was found and it turned out to be a bomb. Let's take a look at these pictures. This is the best we could see right now, but they're inside the shop, as you see, and the apartment on top of the food shop is where they're focusing on. So we're trying to find out who's behind it, and as you can see, it doesn't surprise you guys and you, Evie, in law enforcement to see them move quickly. Let's just also build on the fact that there's been 5 people rounded up and questioning on the Bell Parkway in Brooklyn. And our own Geraldo Rivera says they're of Afghan descent. Your thoughts?
You know, they should be moving quickly. We had all these detonations happen, one in New Jersey the day before, then the ones in New York, and then now New Jersey. So you want to get on this. Let's not also forget that we have the United Nations going on right now. President Obama's coming in. So we have too many things going on to really sit back and kind of relax. And then these are such crude devices that seem to be very easily made in some way that there could be other ones. So we really need to put this kind of in perspective and really get ahead of it and be extremely aggressive.
Steve and Evie, real quick, comment on this. The fact that we know there's cameras in every block, and anybody who's a true terrorist would know that we got this covered. This is wide out in the open. I mean, we got people, we got a car, we got similarities. We see somebody pick up, drop it off. There's between the 23rd and 27th. They think they eyeballed somebody that might have been the same person. Does this show you I want to get caught or a lack of sophistication?
A lack of sophistication, and the fact that the NYPD is so diligent in what they do. If you're in Times Square, they could be reading your BlackBerry or your iPhone when you're typing on it. It's so that specific. So yes, the amount of cameras that are in place are there for a purpose. They have solved countless crimes.
Thanks so much. Proud of you guys for bringing your expertise forward, because we're still continuing to watch the arrest of the 5, the stopping any other bombs, and of course what's happening right now while we were speaking. That's the raid on top of that food.